Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for the chosen. If you find that this resonates with you in any way, please be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and let us know how it resonates with your circumstance. So, first of all, chosen, I want to talk to you all about a dream that I had last night. In this dream, I was getting ready to go to some sort of it was like an award, or I was being recognized for my gifts. And there was a woman that came to me. She was a light skinned melanated woman, and she had like a blondish, reddish color weave. And I remember her coming up to me, and I knew in the dream that she was like very big in Hollywood, right? But I didn't recognize her. Let's just put it that way. I didn't recognize her, but I knew she had a very strong position in Hollywood. So she walked up to me and she said, we really do appreciate what you're doing. We know that you're a chosen, and anything that you have to offer us, any little bit of what you have to offer us is very beneficial. So we thank you, right? So I started crying because she was like, it seemed sincere. So I started crying just off the strength that, okay, the Most High is using me and my voice is carrying pretty far and it's impacting people in a positive way, right? And I was also crying because I knew that I was getting ready to go out to receive this, reward or whatever it was. And so when I started crying, she reached over to console me, right? So she gave me a hug. When I tell y'all, I felt like I was hugging air. In my mind, in the dream, I heard she has no soul. She intuitive, like she knew that I felt that when I hugged her. So I started to pull back. And as soon as I started to pull away from her, she placed her hand at the base of my spine by my root chakra and started pressing down real hard with her hand. Even though and the more that she did that, I was pulling away. Like, what are you doing? So that's when she knew that I knew. Like immediately when she hugged me, she knew that I recognized that she didn't have a soul. So that's when she started calling, obviously everybody else that was around, many of the people that was there, whether they was working in this particular establishment or just like people that was just there for the award ceremony or whatnot, all of them, like on her own cue, they started coming towards me because they knew that I was awakened to their agenda at that point. So I ran off into another room because my children was in the back room, and I put them on this bed and I covered them. And I was like, lay here, be still. I put the blankets over them. And that's when I woke up. Now, this dream was pretty interesting. I have gone over this all day in my mind with my spiritual team, like, give me some clarity about what's going on here, because this is it's some out there type of stuff, okay? What they showed me is that Hollywood is drowning. Literally, Hollywood is drowning, okay? Social media has taken precedence over Hollywood. So most people prefer to watch TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Most people prefer to watch these things over going to a movie, or, however Hollywood was making their money or gaining the attention of the people. They're no longer getting that type of interaction that they used to get because times have changed and people are interested in, other things now. So with that being said, Hollywood is drowning. And so this dream showed me that they recognize that the chosen have arisen and they are wanting to siphon the energy and the gifts of the chosen seed. Now, for her to press really hard into the base of my spine at my root chakra, everything starts at the root. That's where your growth lies. That's where your origin starts at, when you're rooted. That's like your foundation, right? So she was pressing hard at my root chakra, like she was trying to siphon the energy of my my roots, where I came from, my ancestral lineage. Like she was trying to pull on that energy. And the fact that I was able to feel that she didn't have a soul simply by hugging her just shows that it's the soulless beings that have no more light around them to harness, because our attention is not going in their direction. So before, when they was able to gather our attention, and Hollywood had all of this, the attention of the people, the masses. Now they don't have us focused on them, especially the chosen seed, because they were after specifically me as one of the chosen seed. And she told me specifically, we know that you are chosen. And any piece of what you have to offer, we thank you for that. So they know that the chosen seed have awakened, but that our focus is most definitely not in their direction. Most chosen seed, you're spending your time gathering information about how you could become a better version of yourself. You're having that connection to the Most High Mother and Father, your spiritual team, nature. You're enjoying life. You're enjoying the ordinary things, but you're not fixated on Hollywood. Like Hollywood probably hardly ever gets your attention. When is the last time you really sat down and watched a movie? Most chosen seed, it's hard to even sit down and watch a movie. I could say for myself. Okay. Every now and then I'll be able to turn one on where it's like, okay, I was able to watch the entire movie. But most of the time when I turn movies on, I can't get through the first 15 minutes without becoming disinterested, and I'll turn the TV off and go find something on YouTube. Okay. So with that being said, if many of you can resonate with that, chosen seeds I'm talking about, then you know what I mean. The Hollywood has lost its momentum. It has lost the spark. And I'm going to say this. That particular person was a soulless being. And now that I'm evaluating it more, I feel like the reason why I didn't recognize her as I didn't recognize her as like a face in Hollywood is because she's a handler for many of them in Hollywood. Whoever that woman was, she looked like she had to be about in her early 40s. Like I said, light skin with like a blondish, reddish type of hair. I mean, that could be anybody, right? But either way, and she was a little shorter than me. I'm about 5'6", so she had to be about 5'4". With that being said, whoever that person was, she's a handler. She's already soulless. She's already sold her soul. She has no soul, okay? And so you have all of these soulless beings. And I'm going to say this. I do not believe that everybody who is in Hollywood lacks a soul. No, I don't. But what I do believe is that those people that do have a soul, because they need people with souls in Hollywood, because otherwise they have no divine connection. And their Hollywood would not be able to thrive without beings with souls in Hollywood. So they need people who have a true connection to the source if they really want to tap in for that reason. But also consider most people who have a soul that's in Hollywood have not been able to rise to higher heights, like to really make a whole lot of wealth and to get a whole lot of recognition. Most of them have not. And the ones that still have their soul and haven't sold their soul over, they are risen up really, really high just so that they can be a pawn if they're ever to be used as a sacrifice. Why would they be used as a pawn? Is because they would have a lot of people who have grown to love them, right? Generally, you gravitate towards people who have a soul because it's something about their essence, their energy that just pulls you in. It's like you feel familiar. It feels like home. It feels like family. They feel relatable. Those are beings with souls. Okay. But if they have been able to rise to high heights and make lots and lots of money in Hollywood as a result of it, it's because ultimately they would be handpicked to be one of the sacrifices to create that grief and mourning for the masses if they was ever selected as the sacrifice of Hollywood. Okay. If they needed to make some sort of sacrifice for whatever reason, most people would be in mourning over that person who did have a soul because they felt like they had a genuine connection to that person. So it does not come without some type of sacrifice. That much is for certain. But I will tell you this. This particular person wanted my energy. And when I hugged her and realized she didn't have a soul, she knew immediately that I recognized her, and that's when they turned. And so I just want to say, for the chosen seed out there, Hollywood is drowning, and they are trying to find ways to siphon the energy of the chosen seed. Okay? Now, I've already called judgment on whatever that energy was, whatever direction it came from, whoever that handler was. I don't care who it is. I don't care who's involved. They're all being judged. Okay? And it's not going to be pretty. But I also see that when I went into the room to secure my children, I covered them with a blanket. But it's also like saying, cover your children. Because the chosen seed, when you awaken, you give birth to offspring who are also awakened beings. Because now you've broken the generational curses off of your lineage. So you got to definitely cover your children, cover your offspring. Because you may have particular ones who have, special gifts. And you want to be you want to cover all of your children, but Hollywood specifically is after the chosen who have particular creative gifts. They want to siphon your energy because they're siphoning the gifts. They want to try to find a way to redirect the focus back to Hollywood because there's too many people that's just not interested anymore. So this is a desperate attempt to regain their position and to regain the attention of humanity is through the chosen. So for those of you, now we're in a time where you can create whatever you want. You can manifest whatever you want. You do not have to go through Hollywood. You do not have to go through the music industry. If you want to be a singer, you have direct access to all social media platforms. All you got to do is keep going, putting your voice out there, and through word of mouth, people will find out about you easily. You can do a performance outside and have the right person record you and put you on, and suddenly everybody is looking for you. Everybody wants to hear, the type of music that you're putting out there easily. Even when it comes to, movies, stage plays, all of these types of things, people are gravitated towards social media far more than they are towards Hollywood. So you can be self-made today. You don't have to go through the handlers anymore. Okay. If you really know that you have a gift and you want to get it out there, you do not have to sign in blood. You don't have to do that. And like I said, I'm not saying that everybody that's made it into Hollywood or the entertainment industry signed in blood. But what I am saying, those who did not sell their soul or go into some sort of contractual agreement to sell somebody else's soul, they're not doing so well in Hollywood or the entertainment industry for that matter, music industry, right? They could be very, not really making as much. They could have been in there for 20 plus years and still not even have over $3 million in their account when they should have made well over that. So this is why I say it's very, very important to use your discernment because there's so many different areas and establishments that's losing momentum. When you're talking about, the medical industry, people are like, I don't even trust these damn doctors. You don't trust them. You don't know what the hell they're doing. You just know that they're out for some money. They're out for grabs. Even when it comes down to, again, like Hollywood, the music industry, or politics, the government, it's like it's so many different areas that's crashing right now because more and more people are awakening to what's really going on. More truths are being exposed here in the age of Aquarius. And so you start to look at these particular establishments and these people who have been able to come into this wealth and this fame and fortune. You look at them from a totally different light and you lose respect for them when you start to realize the truth, So cover yourselves, cover your children. Know that there is desperation out here for these beings to regain their position, but they're losing it. They are losing it. You are covered. You are protected. But you want to make sure that you're intentional about breaking those cycles, breaking the generational curses, destroying and releasing all spell work, dark magic, evil eye, wicked rituals that could be done towards you and your lineage. Whatever you can think of when it comes to breaking anchors and chains, you want to be very intentional about doing those things at this time, because the beast of Babylon is losing its grip, is dying at a very rapid pace. And so there's these desperate measures to try and grab a hold of your energy, chosen, because it's so heightened, it's so high vibrational. And so they're hoping that they can use your energy to generate and refuel their establishments that have already crumbled down. So that's my message. I hope that you all received it well. Like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to y'all next time.